The most recent action taken by Captain Ibrahim Traore has the potential to drastically alter Burkina Faso and French interests in the area. Traore is appending the financial hegemony of French institutions, which have been charged as exploitatively draining Burkina Faso's resources by establishing the nation's first state-owned bank. A major step toward economic independence and a departure from the CFA franc, which many see as a representation of neo-colonial authority, is this new Treasury Deposit Bank. The opening of this bank, called Burkinlum, represents a dramatic change in the financial scene in Burkina Faso, particularly in a country that has seen serious economic and social upheaval due to terrorist threats since 2015. Traore has shown a dedication to keeping his pledges of independence and sovereignty, in contrast to many of his African peers. He characterizes the bank as a tool and a representation of Burkina Faso's economic independence, with the goal of directly serving the populace and promoting socio-economic growth independently of Western financial organizations such as the World Bank and the International Monetary Fund, IMF, which are frequently criticized for their exorbitant interest rates and harsh lending conditions. Captain Traore has been actively engaged in efforts to free Burkina Faso from Western influence, neocolonialism, and imperialism since spearheading a successful coup in September 2022. He has urged both public and private sector organizations to help this new bank and to take part in creating an independent economy devoted to the advancement of the country. Burkina Faso's prior battles for independence from France, which were formally declared on August 5, 1960, are echoed in its emphasis on sovereignty. Burkina Faso, like many former colonies, was nevertheless heavily influenced by France for many years. Former leaders who tried to claim complete sovereignty, like Thomas Sankara, suffered grave consequences, including murder. French banks and businesses have already significantly withdrawn from Burkina Faso as a result of Traore's resolute stance against French policy. Following Traore's directives, major organizations such as Société Générale and BNP Paribas have sold their local companies, and the French military and diplomatic presence has also been significantly scaled back. Before we go any further, please leave a remark in the space provided below to contribute your voice to the complete freedom of Africa. For more educational videos like this one, don't forget to like and subscribe. In a further step to consolidate his vision, Traore has expelled French diplomats and suspended French media agencies in the country, accusing them of disseminating false information aimed at destabilizing Burkina Faso. After ECOWAS imposed what the alliance members believe are unfair sanctions after a string of coups, Burkina Faso, Niger, and Mali founded the Association of Sahel States in September as part of a military alliance to challenge the bloc's power. Traore's efforts threaten the long-standing political and economic systems that have bound Burkina Faso to Western powers and are indicative of a larger movement for self-determination. A new era of African sovereignty and independence may be marked by the nation's turn away from France and its quest for further autonomy, which might serve as a model for other countries in the area. According to recent sources, 14 former French colonies have been economically hampered by the West African franc, a currency associated with France that Burkina Faso, Niger, and Mali may soon abandon. Beyond the financial issue, Burkina Faso's captain, Ibrahim Traore, has alluded to more significant developments. He stresses the necessity of cutting off all connections that have maintained his nation's economic hegemony. Traore wants to increase Burkina Faso's economic and financial independence by opening a new bank. He thinks that a new currency would represent actual sovereignty, as do the military regimes in Niger and Mali. The three Sahelian countries, who are fed up with France's economic exploitation, are actively working to regain their independence. The establishment of a state-owned bank in Burkina Faso is a major move away from their reliance on ECOWAS, even though there is no set time frame for these changes and the three nations' willingness to convert currencies is not yet consistent.